Hey friends, this is Terry Lomax from the Mocha Girls Pit Stop blog. I do want to warn you that this video is going to be probably one of my most personal videos. It's imperfect, it's unedited, and I had a vision in mind for what I wanted my legacy video to be and look like, but with the two most recent executions of innocent black men over the past 48 hours, I just felt compelled to really just get this content out as soon as possible. So I'm going to refer to my notepad here and just kind of read off of it, but I hope it doesn't take away from the message that I want to share with you. So here we go. This video corresponds with my blog post entitled My Last Words, What I Want You to Do with My Blog When I Die. I would encourage you to take a look at that post. I'll leave the link below because it'll add more context to why I'm even writing about or speaking about this topic and legacy videos and all that good stuff. Alright, so here we go. A few years ago, a beautiful black blogger who was around the same age as me passed away from suicide. I remember thinking, I wonder how she would want to be remembered. The young lady that I'm referring to is Karen Washington, and I remember following her blog for brown girls, following her movement, and when I heard about her death, I remember being very sad and mourning her loss. Though I didn't know her personally, she was someone that I admired, and I followed her work, and it affected me, and I was very, very saddened, and I thought about her community, and I thought about them coping with her loss, and I kind of felt obligated to do something for my community, to share a video, to share something, because once we leave this earth, once we're gone, no matter what circumstance we left, there's nothing else that we can add to this earth. And that really scares me, just to think that there is a world that exists that I'm not in. You know what I mean? Like there's life after me. And I know that intellectually, but to really think about that, I mean, it's mind-boggling, and it gives me so many emotions. And I actually I have to show you, to get in the space that I wanted to get into to really create the blog post and create this video, I created a replica, I guess you could say, of what my obituary could look like. I didn't really fill out the details, actually write the eulogy or the content in the obituary, but I created this image just to kind of help me get to the place in my mind where I could actually see, wow, there's a world. I'm going to die one day. There's a world without me in it, and I want to get to that space, if that makes sense. So hopefully it does. So let's go ahead and finish reading this off for you. So basically, I want to start off by talking about the blog, Mocha Girls Pit Stop, the blog that I created 4 years ago today, and the incredibly inspiring followers who I refer to as my Mocha fam. And then I want to talk a little bit about my death. And last but not least, I want to share what my hope is for the community when I'm gone. A lot of creators don't talk about things like this, and then when they leave, there's a lot that's open to interpretation, open to, just speculation. And I want to just kind of I want to leave no guesswork on what my mission is, what I hope happens with my blog, and how I want to be celebrated and remembered once I leave this earth. So 4 years ago today, July 7th, what was that, 4 years ago, 2012, I created the Mocha Girls Pit Stop blog. I didn't know what I was doing, but I took a leap of faith, and as the scripture says, I leaped and the net appeared. I think the scripture says that. I don't even know, guys. I'm totally not in the right space right now, but I wanted to, again, create this video. But as they say, I leaped and the net appeared, and 4 years later, the Mocha Girls Pit Stop blog is an internationally recognized platform for women of color, and we need these communities that are specifically for us. We need them. So first I want to talk about my death. I hope that I die as an old, wise woman who is empty, who has given of herself But as we know, with the climate that we're in currently, the world is crazy. We're living in different times right now. In addition to police brutality, we have just crazy people running around with guns who are killing innocent people. And I pray to God I'm not killed in that way. I hope I don't go out like that, but it's very possible, and I have to, not be naive and realize what times we're living in. But as I said, I hope I'm like on my, I die in my sleep peacefully as an old woman who has given of herself and who has shared my gifts with the world. But I do want to say, if I am murdered or accidentally killed by someone in a DUI or another accident, I would want my community, my people, to forgive the person. I definitely would not encourage anyone to hold a grudge or bitterness. I pray that I'm not killed by a police officer. I mean, I would never do anything that would warrant me to be executed, but the other black people who have been murdered by police officers, a lot of them have not done anything as well. So again, that's a possibility. But I do think that forgiveness is key, because there's already so much hate and unforgiveness in the world. But at the same time, I don't know. We have to figure out something. I'm actually in the. This is so. I'm so vulnerable right now. Like, this is just so off the cuff for me. I have little notes, but it's off the cuff. I'm gonna do some research over the next few days to find solutions. I'm gonna, search the internet, find solutions. What can we really do? Like, for those of us who may not be financially independent, who still do have to go to, our work, our places of work, and some of us being the only people of color in our environments. Like, what do we do if we don't have the disposable income, if we don't have the political, connections? Like, what do we do at this point when our people are being murdered? What do we do? I'm gonna look up some solutions. I'm gonna write a blog post about it and share it with the community. I'm also gonna research ways that we can heal and cope and be okay as we do fight for justice, because I am a person who struggles with anxiety and depression, and so I'm not interested in watching another video of a black man, a black person, being gunned down by the police. I don't need to get that in my psyche. I don't want to become even more desensitized. I don't want to become even more numb to the fact that people who look like me are being murdered out here. I don't want to see that. And I would encourage you guys not to share that. Don't share these. I mean, once we get the facts and we know, okay, this person was murdered, there's no need for us to share videos of them. Just, it's so disrespectful to the dead. You know what I mean? Like, just to show a video. I don't want a video circulating of me having my brains blown out by a police officer. That's not cool at all. So let's stop sharing these videos on social media. Let's honor the dead, and let's talk about what we're going to do. Let's talk about action. Sharing the video is not going to bring us justice. Videos haven't brought us justice. Witnesses haven't brought us justice. Body cams haven't brought us justice. We have to do something else. And so for me, I think the start is going to be going back into history and researching, okay, what did we do in the past that brought about change? And the first thing that comes to mind is boycotting. We're going to have to refrain from, business as usual. We're going to have to put our money where our mouth is and not support the people who are murdering us. We're going to have to make mainstream America feel it where it hurts, and that's their pockets. That's like the only thing that we can do to really get them to wake up. I'm kind of getting off topic, but this is all still relating back to legacy videos, and that's kind of what I want to talk about. Okay, so I want my funeral to be a celebration of life, what I've accomplished, and what I left here on this earth. I simply want women of color to actualize their potential, really people of color, but of course my blog is specifically geared toward women who look like me, and that experience, but anyone can really be motivated from the blog, but it's geared toward people of color, women of color specifically. I want women of color to actualize their potential and elevate the black community. We've been through so much, and it's about time we get the resources that we deserve and the respect that we deserve. When I pass, I want Mocha Girls Pit Stop to live on. I'd love for Mocha Girls Pit Stop to be a spot, a safe haven, a space for black women to become their best selves. I want Mocha Girls Pit Stop to be forever focused on black women and the content created by black women. There have been so many outlets that were created originally for black people that are now run by the dominant society, that are now run by white people. In my opinion, that shouldn't be, because no one knows the struggle of a black person like another marginalized, melanated person. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand how we have people who, and I get it, there are people who are not black who mean well, but I want my blog, I want my community to be run by not just any black person, because we have some coon and black people out there as well who don't understand the struggle and who are on social media talking about all lives matter and things like that. But at the end of the day, all lives are not being murdered by the police, guys. Come on now, we got to be real. Let's just be real. No one's here blaming all white people. No one's here blaming people who are not black. Like, no, that's not the game. We are just simply stating the facts. And so I want my community, my blog, to be run by someone who understands the struggle that black women go through, someone who supports black lives and black women. I'm just saying, that's what I want. No guesswork. I'm letting you know you've heard it from my mouth. That's what I want. And hopefully that is honored, if I am gone before my time. I really do appreciate you for watching this video, and I encourage you to create a legacy video for your family. And I didn't really get into what a legacy video is, but basically, just to kind of give you a short snippet about what my blog post is about. When my dad passed away in 2007, the two regrets that I had were not appreciating him while he was here, and then not having enough video footage of him. So shortly after his death, I went out, I bought a digital camera, and I became my family's paparazzi. I was recording videos, getting people on camera, just talking about life lessons, and just really capturing those moments that we'll never get back. And that was so important to me. And since my dad's passing, I can say that I've created legacy videos for my family members. My grandfather passed away in March, and I have beautiful videos of him and I talking, conversing about life lessons, history, and most importantly, how he wants to be remembered. I have a video from him in 2012 that I recorded when he was in his hospital bed, struggling with some kind of sickness. And I asked my grandfather, Pop, how do you want to be remembered? And he said he wanted to be remembered as a man of God. And being able to look back at those videos, though it doesn't bring my grandfather back, it just provides a degree of comfort, a degree of peace, and just solace in a time where, when I miss him and I want to speak to him. So I would encourage you to create a legacy video. Write your loved ones a letter today. Like, do it now. Save it in an email file or send it to them today. Post it on YouTube. I mean, do something. Give your family something that they can remember that'll help them cope with your passing, because tomorrow's not promised. Life is short. Life is precious. Tomorrow's not promised. And considering that I'm someone who did not have a legacy video for my dad, but I've had it for my great-grandmother and my aunt who passed away of cancer, my grandfather who passed away from health complications. I mean, it does help a lot. And just leaving a video telling your family what you believe, what are your hopes from them, or what are your hopes of them, what are your wishes. Don't leave any guesswork. Tell them how much you love them now, but also leave that in your legacy video. Think about things they may go through when you're gone, and how you can alleviate that burden, alleviate some of that pain by having a video that they can watch when they miss you. So that's kind of what I created this video for. I kind of went off on a few tangents. I hope that the meaning, the purpose of this video is articulated, and I hope that you don't even have to share this. I just hope that you create something that your family can look back on when you're gone and be able to see you and get a message of hope, get some inspiration, leave something valuable for your family. We don't need to continue to see and share these videos of people, brown people specifically, being murdered, because when someone of a different race, someone who's white, is murdered or who's dies tragically, they're so quick to ban the videos on Facebook. They're so quick to honor the dead and get these videos taken off the internet. But with us, they continue to plaster it around and have us displayed on the front page of newspaper outlets and on social media outlets you know, and they're desensitizing the people to black murder. It's wrong. So again, this is Terry Lomax from the Mocha Girls Pit Stop blog, and I just wanted to speak about the importance of legacy videos, legacy letters. I mean, leave your family something in addition to having your business in order. So your will, your estate, your, all that good stuff. I mean, have that all in order. And the blog post talks about that as well. So I'm going to peace out. I got to go to work. But I love you for watching, and I hope that you create something for your family so that you can be remembered and that you can, so that you can inspire your family after you're gone. Thanks for watching.